so.
So the main thing I'm focused on is the next bull market. And Richard kind of confirmed the main idea when it comes to timing analysis. I've been saying it on my stream for a while, and I've actually first heard it on the stream with Richard Hart and the Martini guy. And that's like a stream, like I think a year and a half ago or whatever. And they were talking about timing analysis. So I've just been focused on when is this bear market ending. And I posted this thing on my Twitter this morning where the two previous dips, so crypto is extremely correlated to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ in the previous correction went down went down 27%, and Bitcoin went down 67%. Now in the second correction, which was a couple months later, the NASDAQ went down 20% and Bitcoin only went down 27%. That's not acting like a leverage position. So I think we're getting very close to some kind of bottom, which is very interesting. And that kind of goes hand in hand with like, okay, we're almost a month away from the year from the double top. We're almost 440-ish days away from like the first top to the bottom. And historically, those timing things, because I think the biggest trap we can fall into in these markets is believing that this time is different. And the way you can get out of that is by pulling yourself out of all the news sources and out of all of the influencers on Twitter, opening up a chart or opening all of these indicators. Like one of my favorite guys to follow for like global crypto stuff is Benjamin Cohen. And if you look at all these indicators, this time is not different. Even though the world looks like it's exploding, but on the chart, ROI-wise, timing-wise, it almost looks the exact same. So I'm more leaning on that of this time is not different.
Which is interesting. Yeah, that's something I didn't even think of the last few months. We've been looking for some signals. We've been trying to wait and see the macro environment, if it calms down or escalates and things. But yeah, as far as this time is different, as far as like what's, when the bottom's happening, we're definitely farther along than we were before. So do you think, I mean, as far as, I guess, what else do we need to see before we can see the bottom is in? Like what else needs to happen?
Yeah.
Or is it Bitcoin? Are you calling it like, hey, it's, are we in the 60-day, somewhere in the next 60 days? What do you think?
I don't think we're at the exact bottom yet, but I think risk reward wise, we're in a very good zone. I do think we have one last leg down. Who knows how brutal that could be? Like 14K seems like a realistic target, and that could happen in the next month. Oh. I don't trust the support level of 20K in Bitcoin, because if you look at the previous cycle, I don't remember the year. I think it was like 20, whatever. There was this one bear market where it was constantly bouncing off of this one level and then just trapdoor down. It could be that where we have one last leg down, but at that point, so many bottom indicators are kind of pointing towards, hey, that was the last capitulation. And I think that's when a hell of a lot of big money is going to start coming in. And then we, as part of like I had a voice crack there, with PulseChain, PulseX, Hex, we're in such an isolated bubble the moment PulseChain launches that it doesn't even matter what the market does. So if you launch anywhere close to the last capitulation or after the last capitulation, I don't think it matters. Because by definition, new coins are not correlated to the market. So I think we're in the best possible place.
That's certainly it's been a strenuous bear market, to say the least. I don't think PulseChain, waiting on PulseChain has made it any better. But knowing that, hey, I mean, I've said this a few times, like we could have a mini bull run within our own ecosystem due to launches, things like that. Hex going down so much. I mean, I'm not saying it can't go lower, but at the same time, ROI wise, like you mentioned, wow, like look at this, look at the silver plate in front of you, look at the silver plate. It's amazing. So
I 100% agree. Then one thing I want to add on top of your statement is the only way you can have a high probability guess over the future price performance of something is by looking at the historical price performance. And in crypto, there's nuance to that. If the community is dead and the developers abandon the projects, no matter how good it performed, it's going to die. In this case, it's the exact opposite. During this bear market, we have an entire new L1 being built out. We have a DEX coming up. We have the ecosystem building. We have more creators coming on than ever before. Creators are picking up steam. Richard Hart went from 60K followers to 250K followers. There's so many damn bullish indicators where you're like, I feel like I'm buying dollars for pennies right now, and it makes me very happy.
Man, buying at this, I just don't know. I don't know. I try to think about it in a way that, the margin of safety, I try to really think about it in ways like that. And you should, you read any finance book, you want a margin of safety. You want to understand the investments that you put in you're going to be able to, if something goes bad or whatever, you're still not going to lose as much as you would if you would have bought it at a different time, all this stuff. But it just seems like such a good time. And then October, everyone said September is going to be terrible. Yeah, that kind of played out pretty well. It was not September. It's not a great month for anyone, I don't think. October, November.
My birthday is in September.
Hey, it was a good month for you. Good month for you. I'll say that. At least for that day or two, or that week, however long you celebrate. But man, what do you think towards the end of the year? Do you think some tax stuff will be going on? Do you think that'll, say we launch December, or say we launch March? Let's just say December for this. Like, do you think the tax implications play a role in this, or is that only for people who? I mean, there was billions of dollars in PulseChain and stuff. Do you think that affects anything?
That's a very good question. I've actually been thinking about that. I think, yes, if it launches in January, that's probably the best. I think the best move is documentary goes live, testnet v3 goes live after the documentary. Because in this whole investing ecosphere, it's not like people watch a documentary and then pull up Uniswap and buy. Like, there's an indoctrination period that happens in any kind of business where somebody comes in, they learn about the thing, they learn about the belief system, the value, the creators, they get comfortable with it. Because we're talking about investing money here, not just your time.